How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here.
So I don't know if anybody doesn't know, but Garrison is a part of one of everyone's favorite family in Southeast Texas. I mean, I love them all, definitely. And I laugh because I wrote this as your first question that I was going to start it with, but this is before I knew she would be in the building. But have you always been aware that you have one of the coolest grandmas?
Yes, for sure. I mean, not aware. It wasn't until, well, yeah, I've always been aware that. But it wasn't until like I got to be an adult and she knew me on an adult level that I was like, oh, she's
really cool.
She's like super cool. But no, she always overdid.
What are they doing on Bruin?
I love it.
No, I'm very blessed with my grandmother. My grandfather was also a big role model in my life too. So
Really? I love that.
she lives through both of them today. So we're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what time do you usually wake up in the morning? Because I told you everybody was surprised.
Really, I've gotten a lot better. I mean, I'm trying to wake up, around 10. It's usually,
Ish.
no, that was back in my old
High
days.
school?
But yeah.
That was when you
But
were
no, really, I would say I'm addicted to Celsius right now. So I've cut out coffee. I don't think Celsius is any better. But as long as I have my Celsius at like 8,
You're good.
I'm good to go.
What's Celsius?
It's like
It's
an
like
energy thing.
energy, but it burns fat.
Yeah.
Does it
work?
It's doing something. Yeah. It gets me up and going. But yeah, I wake up probably 7:30, 8 o'clock.
So are you somebody that stays up late at night too, or what time do you usually go to bed?
I'm a big night owl. Usually, I'm in bed about 10 and I'll watch TV till about midnight.
Yeah.
Until
What kind of TV do you watch typically? Are you a sitcom guy or like a Netflix binger?
Yeah, I mean, we can get real dark with it, but I mean, just
Go
right
there.
now Netflix is so dark, but
It is.
it's kind of heavy. I just watch some, just finished that, and I could only do that in increments. But then I'll switch to Halloween Bacon Championship, and
Oh yeah?
that'll get me holly and jolly, and I'll go to bed. So,
Yeah, I love that. Do you
Yeah.
like baking and cooking?
I love to cook. So I've really gotten more into cooking recently. It's just a release for me. You check out, have a glass of wine, drink, cook.
Team Night Owl.
I think that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Sean Arcana said Team Night Owl. He's right there with you.
Rocking chair.
So what's your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite thing to cook, well, going into fall, definitely I like cooking stews and soups and stuff like that. But probably just classic steak and potatoes. I love grilling. I love to load potatoes twice baked or whatever.
Yeah, you're talking to all of us now.
Yeah. A long time ago, I had a quote aunt, but I went to school with her daughter, and she went to culinary school with my cousin. So I was probably like 12 or 13, and she taught me how to make something called chicken chardonnay. And now anytime I smell white wine and onions, I'm like, oh, I need to do that again.
You look forward to it?
But yeah, I cook about everything. If it looks good, I'm gonna give it a whirl.
Yeah, I love it. So tell us a little bit about your dog. You have one
My
dog or?
Yeah, no, I have one dog and then a stepdog.
Yeah.
But Becker's my baby. He's 6.5 years old. Golden Doodle, light of my life. I follow this Golden Doodle page and it's legit torture. It's like, we lost our Gracie this morning.
Oh.
I'm like, oh my God, I can't deal with
The
that.
next door app tells me too.
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't pay
I
attention.
have to turn them off a little bit, but no, Becker's amazing.
He's so cute.
It's
He's so
dramatic,
cute.
but like, he's a big part of my heart, so
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do without him.
So if he could talk, what would Becker say about you?
Oh gosh. I'd probably have to muffle him. I don't want him to tell too much about me. But,
You're not
no,
my favorite anymore, Becker.
I think he'd be like, Dad, you're so cool. Dad gives me table food.
We like to think that.
Yeah.
You can put any words in his mouth that you want.
That's right, yeah.
No, I think we've both been extremely loyal to each other. You don't realize how much you need that companionship until it's not there.
100%, yeah. And what's your stepdog?
Stepdog's Brew. He's coming in at 150. He's a golden retriever, and he is a beast. Yeah.
Does he have the same kind of personality as Becker, or is he?
Brew's real chill, like go with the flow, and Becker's totally like up here, Brew's down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just totally opposite energy. But they're brothers. They love each other, so it's good.
I love that. Have you
Yeah.
always been a dog person, or were you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you like cats too, or just dogs?
Is Taryn here? I'm
Becca's not either, so.
I'm not
I'm right there
big.
with you.
Oh, she is on here?
Yeah.
She's on there. She's in
I'm
the dog.
sorry. I'm not big on cats, but yeah. Cats are cool. They don't bother me. They do make. I'm allergic to cat saliva, so that's always been a thing.
Oh.
She found that out. We went to.
I was about to say, was
yeah.
there a test required in this, or is there a story that we need?
Long story for a different day. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't. Me and cats don't see eye to eye.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what scared you the most as a child?
Gosh. Scared me the most.
Really?
Well, I'm a big. I love scary movies. I love thrillers and all that. So growing up, me and Dad. There's a funny story we actually ran into. I think I was in like 6th grade. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to see the live action something." And it was a St. Anne's Family, and Dad was like, "Oh," and I was like, "We're going to see Scream." And like, it was just, I grew up on that. My dad owned a video store growing up, so of course I'd have nightmares and stuff like that. But I wanted to watch them.
Yeah.
And I'm still to this day obsessed with horror, thrillers, all that kind of
Really?
stuff. Yep.
That's so funny. What's your favorite?
Really easy to be scared.
And I'm easy to be scared.
Yeah.
They would scare me at the
It's like telling
office.
people to
Yeah.
around the corner and say boo and he'll
Oh,
jump.
yeah. Ashley scared me before really bad. Everett scared me. A couple. You remember you came into me? Not came on to me. I was at the copy machine and she came around the corner. She was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And then Everett did it to me like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm still kind of.
So would you say people walking up on you is what scares you most as an adult now, or?
Yeah, coming in at 6'3", that really jumps me. But yeah, for sure.
A lot of
But
videos.
are you looking for something deeper?
No, I just like to hear.
No,
Go
that's-
as deep or as lighthearted as you want to get. I'm there for it.
No, that's pretty much, as long as you give me a good little scare around the corner. I'm good. Yeah.
That's so funny.
But then I'm dying to go to like a haunted house, and they're like, "You can't even handle people."
Yeah.
I'll scream the whole way through. I'm good with it. So you're a yogi, right?
I am a yogi. I've
When-
been teaching yoga for 4 years this January, and I've been doing it off and on for 10.
What got you into it?
Got me into it. There was this woman named Edna Hornsby. She's actually a teacher at Kelly now, but she just didn't. She worked at the wellness center and she did not play. Like, her classes started small and then they kept growing. But anyway, I was probably at one of my heaviest weights, and she was like, "You just got to keep coming to this and chug water, eat well." She was like, "You're young, you can lose all that." And sure enough, she was a big reason I did lose a lot of weight, and I just became obsessed with it after that. Because when you stop yoga, I feel like for a couple weeks, your body really is like, "Oh crap, I can't."
What's
do that."
going on here? Yeah.
So like last night I taught and I hadn't done yoga in like a week, and I was like, "Ooh." But no, I love it. I think it centers me. It's helped me because when I teach, I'm speaking in front of people. Like 3 or 4 years ago, this would have been. But no, it's helped me in a lot of aspects with people, with patients, with taking a step back. Is what I tell my class is like, towards the end of class, I'm like, remind yourself to take time to react, come back to this mindset, come back to this breath, because, and especially in our careers, you react so quick. You're like, "Oh my God, they're not going to do this or whatever." So instantly you're like, "Let me call them." Instead of just saying, "Let me call them real quick," set down your phone, think about it, take some deep belly breaths, and then reconsider what you want to tell them, just because that goes a long way instead of calling them in a panic or saying, "Oh gosh, this is happening now," or "We underappraised," or "They're asking for $10K in repair cost." When really you're like, "Okay, if I lay all this out in front of me, I can come to them with a clear mind and say, this is what I would do. Let's not freak out about this." So yeah, it's helped me tremendously in
Bravo.
this.
I love
Yeah.
that. That's so cool, and that's
You're
something
fine
that I
feeding
didn't
off
even
your
think about.
energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because you're somebody that seems very balanced and level-headed all the time. Like, you seem to be
Yeah.
able to enjoy life and still stay very focused on work at the same time, and
For
I think
sure.
that that's an art. So that's cool to see that
Well,
influences.
and
that
it's
stuff.
like, your life depends on your nerves and your anxiety and all that. So yeah, I could be hitting the books I keep up with all my people. But, you know, my partner Brooks he's up here just like Becker's up here, so I'm more like Brew. So, but
I love that. That's so
he's
cute.
thinking of what's next, and I'm more like, okay, let me check in with so-and-so. It's just kind of an ebb and flow thing, especially what we're experiencing right now. It's not like it was for the past 3 years. That was amazing, it was fun. Was it rewarding? Sometimes, but then on the other hand, you're like, yeah, sell your kidneys and we'll get into Glen Willow. But Yeah, it's just, I think it's a beauty to be able to take it back, check in with people. But another thing is, in Beaumont, I feel like you can tell Sandy, hey Sandy, I'm gonna be going to the beach. Girl, go have fun. We'll catch
Yeah.
up next week. Whereas if you're in another area, it's like, oh, they're gonna call the next person. I mean, it's out. I mean, yeah, you have to stay with them and stay persistent, but that's what I love about Beaumont. Everybody's like, well, pick up and move, you know, you could do real estate anywhere. But there's something about Beaumont, and I think it has a lot to do with me starting young and all that, of course, and my parents sacrificing to put me through private schools, I think goes a long way. I've made, I would say, 40 to 50% of my business has been from St. Anne's and Kelly.
Wow.
And just, you know, your social skills and stuff like that, and where was I going with that, though?
Wherever you wanted to go.
Beaumont.
Yes,
Beaumont.
thank you, Beaumont.
But yeah, you know, everybody always says, you know, you'll be in Paris, France, and you'll run into somebody from Beaumont, and I think that's the
That's
beauty.
true.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, because it's just a nice place, and everybody always go, oh, I know Beaumont. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not like that. I'm like,
So funny.
we're not just, you know, doing
Yeah.
all that all the time. But anyway, I think it's a beautiful place to live. We're an hour from the beach, hour from Lake Charles, hour to Houston.
Yeah.
It's just a great spot, and that's what I tell people moving here that don't necessarily want to for like a job or something. I'm like, yeah, it's fun. If you want to go eat somewhere cool, you can. If you want to go to the casino, you can. Beach is an hour. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of
Pretty
things,
simply
and
located.
even here in Beaumont, there's stuff that they offer. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like progressively in the last 5 or 6 years, it's just been, I mean, when Beaumont events post, it's like, the whole month of October has something every night for you to do. So if you want to sit here and say, oh, Beaumont's boring, that's on you. So have fun, share that with your clients that are moving here, because it's a great place to live and it's a great place to raise a family. So,
I think that mindset is so attractive too for people
Yeah.
in our industry, especially because you guys are on the front lines of it. And so I think that probably contributes a lot to the success you've had.
yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
see Beaumont as a good thing. And so then that comes through, like Lauren said, to your people. So I love that.
Definitely.
I love
Well,
that too.
I use an example. I had a family come in here from Houston, and the girls were really bummed. I mean, they had made friends in Houston, and they were at an age like 11 and 12 to where it was going to be a hard transition. So I started telling them they're big Harry Potter people. So I said, oh my God, this place Saatchi's is doing a Harry Potter thing. So after that, they went to Saatchi's, and the rest was history because Saatchi's opened up doors to other local businesses, and it just kept trickling on. And anyway, they're very, very happy. So Saatchi's a bakery.
I love it.
Yeah.
So how long have you been
Sausage
with
Club.
Remax? I know you've been here since
Yeah.
you were raised here, basically, really.
My grandmother called me or texted. Well, we didn't text back then. Probably called. And so I took the call, obviously, and she was like, "Hey, Maureen and her both said, hey, we're looking for somebody to handle weekends." And I was like, "Oh, perfect." Little did I know it was the weekend, so I did the process. So I'm 15 years old, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, Saturday, Sunday, quick little couple hours, whatever." But Saturday was 9 to 4, and then Sunday was 1 to 4, and Sunday was like, "Do I need to be in?" But that was still a busy time when people were at the office and people were there on the weekends. DocuSign really wasn't huge, and people were coming in. So I was able to make a lot of connections then, just with people like Gail Jones. The Browns were there on the weekends. Ann McClellan. Whoever was on call that weekend, we always had that sweet little 9 to 10 a.m. If I got there at 9, 9 to 10 a.m. window for us just to visit, and you got to know them, and it's like I feel so blessed that I was able to do that, just because now I'm able to. Most of y'all were there probably, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. I mean, they've known me 15 years now. I'm
Yeah.
31 years old, so they've known me that long. But yeah, it was like pulling teeth when I started.
Yeah.
Just because that 9 a.m. came quick on Saturday. After high school was so hard, but it really wasn't hard. But yeah, many calls from Heidi, from Dolores. Lauren helped me out tremendously with some lates. But that was more when I went into working with Taryn. So let me just timeline it for you. So I started at Remax, 15 years old, answering the phones. That segued into me helping out Janet. Amy Chance was my first assistant job or something. So then after that, I worked for Janet for a little bit. And then Sally Bundy, I worked for her. That was still when Michaela was here. Vivian was on her team. And I think Monica was there for a short time. But anyway, Sally really, not downing anybody else, but that was a really fun journey for me just because she was wheeling and dealing. Not that y'all weren't, I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
it was just nonstop, didn't skip a beat, nutty salad, back to work, you know, whatever. I mean, it was nonstop, and I'm really grateful for those experiences just because, you know, sometimes I'll pick up clients or have clients now that are like, yeah, when we bought our house in '98, we used, what was her name, Sally Bunn. And then that's just a huge conversation piece for me to be like, oh my God, I worked for her. But yeah, Sally was resilient, and I think I fed off a lot of that just because with all of the hardships she faced with cancer. I mean, we were going to Houston, chemo, and then she started taking chemo here, but, you know, MD Anderson came back, she was back at work. You know, I met a lot of her family, and that was a blessing to me, Franny, and it was just a cool experience just to get to know her and see how she worked. And then, last but not least, worked for Taryn Hebert for 7 or 8 years, and I owe a lot of my skills and a lot of things to Taryn. She gave me chance after chance. Lauren, again, protected me a lot, because at that time, I didn't know what an alarm was or an alarm clock, so we're not going to keep talking about the sleep thing, but, you know, Taryn, Lauren would call me and be like, hey, it's on the schedule that Taryn's going to be here at 10, and it's like 9:58, so where are you? And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'd rush to get there, but anyway, Taryn did give me a lot of shots, I think about 3, and she claims I was fired. I was never fired. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you told me to leave for the day, but which I think hurts.
You're
Yeah,
not here, don't
yeah.
come.
Just don't even come.
24-hour decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had to prove why you should come back.
Oh yeah, I think
That's what it
I
was.
wrote like an essay.
You had to write on paper.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I love that
Because
so
you were
much.
working with Taryn when she sold my house.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
you
Oh, I was
like-
good then.
Do you
Yeah,
still?
that was several
Yeah.
years in the making.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had folded him by
Yeah.
then.
We were past this
I
stage.
was-
Okay.
Does
I was
anyone
there.
still have a copy of that essay that we
Oh, I'm
can
sure
read?
Taryn has it.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
give it to
I
Taryn.
think
Keeps
it's-
everything.
That's so
Taryn
funny. Yeah,
has
she
it.
does.
I think it was even like I, Garrison Fuller, promised to do this.
It was like lines
I'll
at school. where
focus.
you
And
had
I'm pretty sure he didn't do one thing and she brought the paper out and she's like,
Yeah.
That's so
But
funny.
no, really besides my family and the Remax community, I do owe a lot to Taryn just because leaving her was a big step for me. I think the time had come, and it was nothing personal. And I mean, I remember being in her office crying, and I was like,
Aw.
it's kind of like I don't know, it's not a breakup, but it was kind of like a, you know.
End of an
I'm-
era.
It's a milestone.
Yeah.
It was an end of an era, and I was scared, but I knew it was time for me to go out on my own. But yeah, I use a lot of the skills that I learned with her, and I put that into my work today, which I'm very thankful for.
Before you started answering phones at Remax, when you were a little boy, Garrison, what did you want to be when you grew up? Before you
Gosh,
merged into real estate?
I knew I wanted to be behind the camera, and I don't know. Dad had high hopes for me. I went to this place called Page Parks in Houston, and anyway, was going to do the whole thing, portfolio and all that, and I was like, I don't know, it just fizzled. And I was like, no, there's something else driving me. So then I was like, maybe newscaster, maybe something like that. But then when I got into working at Remax, when I started working during the week, there was a woman named Lydia that worked for us as well. And Heidi, I would cover for her too if she was like, hey, I'm taking half a day Friday. I was like, just take the whole day off, I can come do it. But she was a worker bee. But anyway, when I started, you know, Texas Regional, Stewart, whoever was coming to drop off checks, and I was like, all these checks, I was like, what?
I need to get some of
Yeah,
I need some checks.
yeah. So
waking up.
I will say
Yeah,
that
right?
that was like okay. I'm not saying that it's easy whatsoever, but I was like, I need to get on this. I mean, it's literally in my hands. My grandmother's here. Mom works for Stewart, and I was like, let's really start focusing on this and making this a career path. And I think it's the best thing I've ever done. I love it. This will be my 9th year licensed, and you know, I think it's good that I was able to go through the
Ebbs and
not
flows.
yeah the not so crazy busy, because there was years when I was like I didn't even make executive, and I was like, oh my god. But you know, not that goals are, I mean, I like to incorporate those in my life, but yeah, it was just crazy how slowly repeat business started happening. And I'm not going to sit here and say I, send out flyers and all that kind of stuff. That's just not what I do. It works for some people. I've done it once or twice. It just didn't work for me. But again, back to your connections here and your relationships
yeah.
here just go so far. And yeah, I love it. And when the repeat business does start happening, it's almost like a God wink, like you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, and especially when the person's excited. Sometimes you get the call and it's like, we got to sell the house, we're doing this, that, and the other. But when it's, hey, we want to do something else, our family's growing, that makes it that much more sweeter to me. Or, we want to upgrade our home or downsize, whatever. So, no, I'm glad I chose this path. I don't plan on changing or leaving or doing anything else to it.
Taryn said that she still has all your sweet letters.
Oh.
I knew she did.
And so you said you originally wanted to be behind the screen. Is that what has fed that love of making those funny videos that you've made? Because you've made some of the most funny videos on social media I've ever seen.
It's so silly, but I love Halloween, and I've always wanted to just do something funny and outrageous and something that nobody else is doing. So that's always been a highlight to me. I'm still thinking
Is that your
about
favorite holiday?
No.
I think you should go through the Blue Crew car wash drive-through
Oh,
and
yeah.
video it. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
swear, I think you,
Yeah.
being as scared as you
Oh,
are,
yeah. I will.
that would be
You and
hilarious.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
But they are so funny. I love
That
it.
would be funny.
But my favorite holiday?
Yeah?
Holiday is Christmas.
Yeah.
The day after Thanksgiving, I'm like, yeah.
Like the whole season is good
Yeah,
for you.
but I
Yeah,
do
just
love
leave that.
Halloween, like, this month, all
You love
month.
dressing up.
Yeah,
Doing
I love
something
all
fun.
that.
Yeah,
I love Halloween parties. Love Christmas parties too, though. So yeah, I'd have to go Christmas favorite holiday.
So are you more of like a music person or a movie person?
Gosh. Music can range from Nina Simone to Steely Dan to nowadays stuff.
I like all
So
that stuff.
I have music on nonstop in my house or in the car, whatever. But movies are really up there for me. I've kind of fallen back. Me and Mom and Dad used to go to movies all the time, and they still do. But I do make sure to watch all the Oscar noms. I try my best to. And yeah, I love movies. But if I had to pick for the rest of my life what it would be, I'd go music.
Favorite song?
God, favorite song. Oh, I know this. Wait.
I know my
Let me
favorite
look real
song.
quick. I know what it is though. What is it?
Okay, we'll
I
circle
can't
back.
think of what it is, and I always do that.
Would you say you're more street smarts or book smarts?
Street.
Like it?
Yeah, that was a no. That was quick.
I know, that's
Yeah.
quick. Do you like learning by watching or learning by doing?
Watching.
Yeah?
I think learning through osmosis is a beautiful thing. I can't sit there and watch PowerPoints or read a book and expect myself to just go. And that's why I think when people come to me, especially, with this crazy market that we just finished up with, it's like, hey, I want to get into real estate. I'm like, okay. Just know that it's not going to be sunshine and rainbows right when you get in. So I always tell people, hey, if you can, if it's available for you. The beauty about RE/MAX is that I think nobody else has is y'all have started all the classes. Y'all have started incorporating people to where they feel like, not feel, but they are. They're getting the knowledge that they need to be thrown into the real world, and they get to hear people like Taryn and people like Mark and people that, Vivian, whatever, that can tell you like, hey, I've been there before, do this, do that, or the other. Where I feel like a lot of brokerages just don't offer that.
Yeah, the real life
Or
scenario.
we don't see it, but yeah, I think it's. Repeat the question. What was it?
Learning by watching.
Oh,
or
learning by
doing,
osmosis. Yeah. So like, chatting. I'm gonna keep saying Taryn as an example, but really, and Lauren too. They taught me a lot, and it was strictly me listening and just watching them and going through the schedule and saying, hey, we have this issue on this file, or what do we do here? And then after that, it was just all in my brain.
Yeah.
So-
Craziest file you ever did?
Oh. I've had a few, but I just had one not too long ago that really sent me over the edge. Anyway, it was this situation to where she hadn't been here long, and we'll call her Joe. Let's do that. Not Joe Biemini. I was like, no, that's
We
a bad
won't call her
name.
that, yeah.
But anyway, she really needed out. She was moving, and anyway, I finally got it all situated. This guy was contingent. He sold his house out of state, and everything was smooth sailing. And I told her, and she was like, oh, thank God, thank you so much. 24 hours later, I see my phone ring and I'm like, hey, like thinking, oh, she's excited to talk, or next steps or whatever. And she's like, I don't want to, no more, I want out, tell me what I need to do. After extension has been signed, everything's done. And I just I'm numb and I'm like, okay. It doesn't sound that crazy, I'm leaving out a lot of details. But so anyway, I called the person who referred her to me and I was like, hey, so-and-so is second guessing selling the house, which started a whole thing. She ended up calling the son of the seller, and after that it just went into a whirlwind. And I'm at dinner, see her call again, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she had some very choice words for me. I was fuming and pretty much said that I invaded her privacy, yada yada, but that really tested me. But then, back to the yoga thing, I just let her talk. I wasn't going to sit there and be like, hey, no, lady. But I just let her talk and let her finish, and I said, okay, well, if you're done, we'll see what we can do about it. And I just hung up.
Yeah.
And what happens 12 hours later? Okay, what do we need to do to sell the house? I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But
Emotional
yeah,
whiplash.
it's mostly, I think, emotions get the best of people because this is such a huge thing for people. So it is, and us too included. When we're buying a house, it's like, wait, what? Like I remember when I went to sign on my house. I mean, she was like, you have to sign Michael Garrison Fuller, and I was like, Michael? I was like, how do I? I was just like, I went completely silent. But anyway, we have to take that into account. Like, yeah, we do this every day. Yeah, oh, this is easy peasy. But you have to take into account their emotions. They're leaving, some cases they're leaving the house that they've been in for 30 years. They've raised their family. And I'm a big empath in that aspect because I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? So I just had one recently that I was like, it was right. We closed in October, and I was like, I mean, before we listed, I said, you don't want one more holiday here. Like, I just want you to think about this. You don't want one more Thanksgiving, one more Christmas with all your family. And she sat there for like 3 or 4 minutes, and she was like, no, let's do it. And I mean, there's really, and I liked her attitude about it. She was like, there's no time but the present, and we can create new memories somewhere else. And that's
I like
just,
it though, it
yeah.
shows how much you care about them, and it's not just a transaction,
Yeah.
or another deal, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, there were so many times about, when interest rates were low, where people were like, yeah, let's make some money. Come on, Garrison, let's do it. And I'm like, okay, guys, yeah, it's all fun and games, but I have nowhere to put you. You're going to be contingent. We're going to be in a line of people waiting to get into the house. So why don't you sit tight, and then we'll figure it out. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's been a lot of listings that I've had to, just be honest with
Put them
them.
on the
Yeah, I
back
could
burner
put
a
a
little
sign in
bit.
the yard and we could get this sold, but I have nowhere to put you guys, unless you have a plan or want to live with family for a minute. Just because the contingent thing was so difficult.
Yeah.
But
Just-
when you deliver your news, you have so much empathy, which
Yeah,
is
you
something
feel
that
it.
so many other agents don't have.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I
a really
try.
great asset.
I really try to put myself in their shoes in every aspect of it, just because, like I said, I mean, it's an emotional thing and it's a big step and it's very stressful, and once it's finally done, that's when you can celebrate and be happy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
You were talking about a little bit earlier with being a yoga instructor and being in front of them and teaching, and how a few years back you would have been
Yeah.
nervous. Were you a shy kid? Like, is that something, or?
I wouldn't say I was shy. I was not shy around my family and like close friends, but anytime I had to be around people I didn't know that well or had to talk in front of them, I was like, yeah, I'm a little shy.
Yeah.
But I've always been, and everybody kind of thinks that about me, in like friend aspect. I'm like the observer. I can sit there and I think it's funny, and I might come in with a one-liner and everybody's like, whoa, where have you been?
You're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like to, I sit back and observe. It's not that I'm shy, I'm watching you and enjoying your company and, watching your mannerisms
chill.
and your,
Yeah.
learning your personality. But no, I wouldn't say I was shy. Was I shy?
Mouthing no.
No, I like to, she had me in angel wings at White House or whatever that was. So we did all kinds of photo shoots, and Dad made this memory card. It's called Legacy or something. It combines all of your home videos.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
So
legacy
me, my
cards.
grandmother,
I
and
love
my
that
mom
stuff.
each got one for Christmas. And we're like, oh, cool, that's a chip. Thank you. I need this for all my floppy disks. But anyway, so it was a really cool thing, and I popped that in. This is speaking on the shy thing. I mean, he has me dancing to Beauty and the Beast, running around crazy.
I love that so much.
I don't think I was a shy person. I'm
Yeah.
just a quiet person.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna insert one little thing
Yeah.
about shyness, because I used to say, we can't get that here, they don't have it. We
Yeah.
can't get that. And he would run to the first person he saw and say, where do you keep the so-and-so and so-and-so?
That's so funny. That's
We
funny.
knew those questions were coming from you.
Yeah.
What is one word that you hate hearing?
Toilet.
Why toilet?
No, like in
That's so
real
funny.
estate or life.
Anything, yeah, just something that goes all over you. Whether it's,
Recently, we went with somebody else or another offer or something. That's an awful feeling, especially after you tell your clients, hey, we've really done all the tools, we've changed title policy, we've shortened option, and we went with somebody else. But no, toilets are pretty moist is an awful word.
that's a word I hate too. That is
Yeah.
one of those I hate too. So is there anything that makes your skin crawl, like people chewing with their mouth open or anything like that kind of
Yes.
thing? That's me.
I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, oh gosh, like I can't even stomach, violence. When here I am watching scary movies.
Yeah.
A lot of that has made me, the older I get, the more queasy I get. Like somebody falling and like scraping a knee, I'm like, oh, I can't look at that. But no, not really.
Are you like a truth or a dare person?
Yeah, I'll go dare.
What's the stupidest dare you've ever agreed to?
Oh gosh.
She's got all your skeletons. I know this already.
You are missing the whole thing.
Come up here, Lauren. I know.
I don't
She's
know.
I should pull up her chair.
What do you like? She's like, oh, music.
Stupid as dare.
She knows
We work
it.
together, but we're also good friends.
Yeah.
That's- I mean, like, we have an amazing friend group that we share a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of things that most people don't. So
Yeah.
I can't even think of
an
it.
awesome relationship.
Can you remember the stupidest dare you can think of to give him a cue?
It's probably not, I mean, I don't
Or
know.
silliest, or
I mean, I love Connie Wong, but
Yeah,
what's Connie Wong?
Connie Wong was my newscaster personality. So I'd report.
Is there a video floating around out there?
Oh
of
yeah.
that?
So Connie's out there.
She's like, absolutely.
Wait, that's with Paige, right?
Yeah, no.
Didn't you do
Oh,
something
yeah,
with her?
Oh,
Ina
Paige.
Garten,
Oh, God, that's
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
Connie Wong is still my
He
favorite.
does really
That's
great
on the film
impersonations.
somewhere.
Yeah, it was
Connie
fun.
Wong's on film.
I can't think of a dare though, I'm sorry.
So would you consider that your hidden talent, or what's one hidden talent most people don't know about you?
Humor.
Hidden talent. Gosh. I think you don't look at me and say, oh, he can cook good. And I really do, I cook well.
No?
That's not really a hidden talent though. I like to think I can sing, but nobody.
Seriously?
No.
Sorry. I'm about to put you on the spot.
I can sing in the
What's that
car.
song again?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna think of that.
He'll think of it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, probably cooking.
What's your favorite singer to sing if you're singing in the car?
In the car recently would be Adele.
What'd you just say? He's
it's
precious?
impressions.
Oh, impressions.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
He's really good
I
at
do
making-
love some Adele.
doing it.
though.
I'm going
Yeah,
through an
Precious.
Adele.
That's a hidden talent.
Anytime,
Yeah, he's really good at it too.
anytime fall rolls around, like October 1st, I'm like, Adele. And that's kind of in my car right now, but singing her, I mean, Whitney Houston's always fun to scream.
Oh, yeah, so you've got
Tina
a
Turner,
range then,
all
if
of
these are
them.
the ones you're
Yeah.
picking.
I like soul, I like funk, I like all that.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. What never fails to make you laugh? She knows that too. I can just see her face. I love it.
Never fails to make me laugh.
She's, maybe I shouldn't have come.
A lot of things make me laugh. Things that shouldn't make me laugh make me laugh.
I love that though.
Awkward situations are great. I love those.
Yeah.
You start.
What's
What is
yours?
When people trip.
Oh, I do
Oh.
too. I
As long as they don't like, you know,
I
wanna-
fail it.
I
I
re-
can't help it.
I want to
Yeah.
do that. It's the clear packing tape prank right now,
Mm.
where they tape it up when somebody walks into their office and they hit it. And that kind of stuff makes me laugh. Or just
I love that.
a prank. When we were young, we always used to prank call, and then one time we thought it'd be cool to prank call 911, and that was we were probably like 10. And they're like, okay, we're sending deputies there now. And I was like, oh, shoot.
And they really do.
Yeah, I was like, no, false alarm. But we used to love prank calling, like pizza places. That was always fun. It's really fun when you get
Was it one of
somebody-
those lines like, your refrigerator's running, are you
Yeah.
gonna go catch it?
Any kind of pranks I lose it on, so yeah, pranks all the
That's so
time.
funny. I was gonna ask this, but I think I already know the answer, but which coworker do you message with most frequently?
Well, yeah, coworker wise, probably Lauren.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Outside
And
of
then-
coworkers?
Outside of coworker, friend wise,
Uh,
probably my friend Paige.
Yeah,
Paige or Brooks, obviously.
yeah. So you said he's up here and you're down here like the dog, so do you believe opposites attract then?
Oh, yeah.
I like
yeah.
Brooks a lot, y'all are
I'm just,
great together.
Down here like the dog.
Well,
Yeah,
their personalities, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Back to yoga.
Yeah, I think it's really good when you know,
That's funny.
if somebody's really high strung, you kind of bring them down.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying he's high strung, but
Yeah, high energy.
yeah, high energy, and I'm more like, oh, they're booked. Okay, well, we'll go somewhere else. I'm just really go with the flow, laid back, chill.
Oh.
I really don't know who I got that from. I guess Dad. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Besides save your money,
Hey, that's good advice.
really back to kind of put yourself in other people's shoes. I think it goes a long way to do, and this is a yoga teacher taught me this too. You never know what somebody else is going through. So I could be here holly jolly, and when I get in my car, I could cry. You
Absolutely.
never know. So I think little bitty things go a long way as far as opening a door, which I feel like everybody should do that. I mean, just open the door, say
Yeah.
thank you after. But just little acts of kindness, little deeds, a smile to somebody, hugging somebody. I try to make it a point to hug as many people as I can. Even during COVID, I was like, come here, whatever.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm like, I have no
Yeah,
boundaries.
yeah.
Sorry about that.
But not dogging COVID, but I just,
No,
I just think little bitty things go a long way with people, and you don't really know that until you put that into account, or better yet, bring yourself back to a time where you needed somebody, or you needed a shoulder, and that one person showed it to you, so now you spread it out to the world. I always tell people, you start in yoga, you start with self-love and self-care. That's when you're able to spread that out into the community, spread it out to other people, and but your first step is taking care of yourself, and I think that's good advice.
So what's your favorite practice for self-care?
Self-care, I mean, I've picked up this place called Orange Theory. I do that a lot, and I'm obsessed with it. So a lot of running. I think working out every day and eating some kind of good meal really changes your whole look, or changes your whole day. And, I like to, I still indulge and stuff like that, but I think it's good to keep a routine, to do something for yourself, whether it be a 20-minute walk with the dog or yoga or whatever. Just a little self-care, a little stretch here and there goes a long way
Yeah.
for mentality.
You've mentioned a few different, I guess, traits of yours, but what trait would you say most defines you?
Trait that most defines me, accepting.
Yeah?
I think I've never met somebody that I'm like, I just,
You don't shrug people off.
no,
Yeah.
it's just this is just your body, I'm looking into your soul. But, no, this is just our outer, and I feel like I always see the best in people. And even if they're not the best person, I'll dig deep and try to find
You
it.
find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a good trait of mine.
Yeah. You said, I love that. Did you say?
Yeah, bravo, Gary.
You were talking about some of the people that inspires you, but what are some things that inspire you most? Is there anything that you're like, I want to do that or get there?
Gosh, well, after Tuesday's Astros game in the ninth inning, I was like, that's inspiring. I think anybody like Serena Williams just finished.
Yeah.
That was inspiring just to watch. I mean, I haven't even been an avid fan, and that was just like cool. I think it's,
Are you a sports fan in general?
I have become one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Astros. Just got done with tennis. I love that. But I think it's inspiring to see people reach their peak,
Yeah.
and to see them up
The
there.
hard
You
work
can do that
pay
in
off.
any role in your life, whether you're a cashier or a whatever. I mean, I think it's good to, I think it's super cool to watch people climb to the top of whatever their career is. And if their top is where they're at now, that's great if you're happy there. But I think seeing people push and the hard work behind it is really admirable
Yeah.
and inspiring.
Where's the coolest place you've ever traveled to? Because I know you like to travel.
Yeah, and I do love to travel. I was in just got back from the Bahamas. I love that. People were kind of, I like good people when I go somewhere. So like good customer service and not necessarily, I just like meeting the culture. And that really didn't do it for me. So I think the best, I love Costa Rica.
I was gonna say, I have mine in mind. It's your favorite, but I don't know you know what after picking it.
But Colombia
That's
was
right.
probably, everybody, my family was like, oh gosh, please don't. It's so unsafe. And it was totally opposite.
Yeah, I wanna go there so bad.
I never felt unsafe. We bounced around. I was there for 30 days. And it was
Where'd
crazy.
you go with, friends or?
Yeah, I went with my friend Paige and her sister Anna, and Anna is super, well guys, it's 2:30, we're supposed to be at this. So she kept us in line, and really we got to see a lot and do a lot, and most importantly the people, the food, and just the beauty of checking out. And I didn't check out, I still worked, but you know, I had feet on the ground here helping me, but I think it was a really beautiful experience. If you're able to go somewhere for a week, 2 weeks, I think it really is a great reset.
Did you have a favorite town in Colombia that you saw?
Cartagena.
It was
I
your
love
favorite,
that.
yeah?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Shan said that watching y'all, or at the Astros game was her favorite, watching y'all's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, watching y'all's Astros game
Yeah, we
was the best.
get a little wild.
You get a little wild?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just exciting, it's electric, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
fun, especially when you're going good. Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it was super cool.
Were you like, are you a jumper up and downer?
Well, yeah, they handed rally towels out, so everybody's getting slapped with a rally towel. I know, I sat down, and we got there a little early, and this really cute girl came walking down, and she was all dolled up and stuff, and I was like, whoa. And I was like, oh my, that's back to me being a super overly affectionate person. I'm like, oh my God, are you sorry? And the boyfriend's behind her like, I'm like, oh no.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So you said you're
Yeah.
becoming a sports fan. Is that because Brooks is more of a sports fan? Or
Yeah,
is that you becoming
it's
more?
really, I enjoy it. Usually if Sunday Night Football or whatever was on, I was like, click.
Yeah.
But no,
It's
I think
growing,
it's fun
isn't
to
it?
watch and it's fun to talk about, and especially when your family's home watching it and you can text play-by-play and be like, oh God, did you see that? I think it brings people together. It doesn't have to be sports, it can be anything. But
Yeah.
once you find that thing that your friends do, you know, sometimes it's good to get out of your comfort zone. Not that sitting on the couch isn't comfortable and watching sports, but you know, if one of your friends loves to do something, go do it with them.
Yeah.
Go try it out. You might end up liking
Yeah.
it. So,
I love it.
And I was not a really sports competitive person, and now I feel that we just played pickleball for the first time not too long ago, and I love it.
You're like, pretty good.
Yeah.
Maureen has a question
What's
for
up?
you.
Okay, as most of you know now, but might not know as seeing him, we were pushing the child labor laws, hiring him for me. Imagine Garrison, same size, same good looks with some curly hair.
Yeah.
I'll say wavy, it wasn't curly.
Yeah.
But he carried it off beautifully because he did not look 15 or so. But in saying that, he was one of the major models for Property Magazine, and it was a real estate magazine that was very popular. And so what made you not pursue the modeling career? Which I think that was some talk.
Yeah, it was a talk, and you know, Kelly Coker was super. I'm having a leg cramp. Sorry. Kelly
That
Coker was
go-go
super. Yeah, she was an advocate for me, and it was really cool. But no, like I said, we tried. Well, we tried. Sorry.
Somebody get some apple cider vinegar.
No, I'm good.
Pickle juice.
Yeah.
Flex your foot.
We went to Page Parks, and anyway, it was just not in the books at the time, and I saw real estate still as a driving force for me, and who's to say I can't do it when I'm 40? I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I would have dabbled in it a little more, and maybe been thrown in a JCPenney catalog or something. Yeah, that's something I look back on and regret. You know, I still think maybe I'll get on SNL one day, but that's taking a little.
I would love it. Yeah,
But
that's
it's a
awesome.
hard process. I've actually
Yeah.
read about it, and I mean, you would have had to been doing stand-up to even be considered. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think sometimes there's a lucky person.
The kid from Needling got on.
Oh, really?
Now.
Oh, my gosh.
You can add this to your portfolio if you want.
But, yeah, I think, you know, I get inspired, like, I think it was Oprah Winfrey said something like she didn't do something until she was 40 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
And
there's a
Judge
lot of
Judy
those.
didn't have her show till she was 50.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And then in her 40 lived in a car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
nuts. And
I think
then
that's a.
Sweet
inspiring.
Jewel was she lived in her car too. There's a
Yes.
lot of, there's a lot of cool stories. Like, Morgan Freeman's a great example. If you ever watched his master class or whatever it is, I mean, he
He's done
started
actor studio.
acting when he was 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was Shawshank Redemption was his first big something.
Yeah,
I
then he
might
got
be
to
wrong.
play God after that, so.
But no, I'm happy where I am, but yeah. Do I wish I would have pursued it harder? Yeah. But I liked my little 15 minutes here. I thought it was fun. Yeah.
So I know you said you don't plan on leaving Beaumont, and you've talked about where you like to travel, but if you could live somewhere else in the world, is there somewhere that you have in mind or that you've ever thought of?
I really enjoyed Hawaii. I just love the people.
Any
And the
particular
whole-
island?
Kauai.
Yeah.
I would live there in a heartbeat. But it's so slow paced.
Yeah, I like
But
that.
that's me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fast paced when I need to be, but
Yeah.
yeah, probably there. I don't really care for Austin anymore. It's just so congested. But I used to be like, oh, I want to live in Austin.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
yeah.
It's
Going back
cliche,
like
but
you.
Beaumont's really, it's kind of the best of everything. It's easy to get around. When I've been to other cities, I'm like, God, going to the grocery store takes 30
I
minutes.
know, isn't it funny how as
Yeah.
we mature and get older, how important
Yeah.
things like that are, or they just,
Yeah,
make more
I would
sense?
just rather, travel as much as I can and just
Come back
stay
home.
put right where I am.
Yeah, I like it. Do you have a bucket list?
I do and I
Somebody said
don't.
yes?
Bucket list, I mean, I definitely want to do Napa and do that for a while. Italy's on there. I will never skydive unless
Yeah.
unless I'm like 89.
Unless the
and,
plane's
like,
on
push me
fire.
out. Yeah. That, I would love to, no, I used to love to, I would want to hang glide, but all I can picture is me running into a rock, so I'm just like out of that. But yeah, I have a bucket list. Would love to go to Martha's Vineyard. It's mostly traveling.
Yeah,
so,
no, I get it.
Yeah.
Are you like a thrill seeker in the sense of like a fast driver or anything like that?
No.
Or- No.
Maureen
yeah,
is.
neither. Yeah.
Are you really?
That's so funny.
I used to love roller coasters. My dad would get us season passes to Astro World every summer, and him and I would just go. We'd be first in line at Dungeon Drop. We'd run to Texas Cyclone. I'm trying to think of Batman. We hated Batman, but we were like, let's go do it real quick. And but yeah, I love roller coasters.
Are you more like your dad or more like your mom?
I think I'm a perfect little balance.
Yeah?
Because mom's really outgoing and and dad's kind of the more quiet, observant one, and that's kind of what I am. But when I need to be outgoing and talk, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
But then, mom's super sweet. But I think I got qualities from both of them, and past family members and stuff.
What are you looking forward to the most in the next year?
God, I keep hearing 30s are like the best decade of your life.
Are you only 29?
No,
Are
31.
you 31? Oh, okay. I thought he was about to say like turn 30.
So I'm just excited to mature and,
Yeah.
I'm finally becoming smarter with my money, which was a hard thing for me in my 20s. I was like, oh, shoot, I can buy that.
Yeah.
But you learn the hard way when you look back and you look at, whatever you made for the year and you're like, oh, wow, what happened? But anyway, yeah, something I'm looking forward to is just being mature and growing.
Being mature. Finally.
Growing more mature and,
Most people don't look,
You know,
never look
just-
forward to being mature.
Yeah.
trying to find new skill sets and just growing in life and growing in love and being happy,
Yeah.
because you can't let anybody steal your happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever see Brooks moving down here to Beaumont?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes Houston.
Just a little plug. I mean, he's closed 60 units this year already.
Mhm.
And I mean, Houston, that's just his thing. He
Yeah,
started
that's so
from
close, you
scratch
really
there.
can.
And his unit price is a whole lot higher.
Oh yeah,
too.
it's just crazy.
Let's just add that to the mix.
And I
But
mean,
he hadn't been in it that many years,
this will be his 5th.
you know.
So
That is
he's,
awesome.
And he's from Beaumont.
yeah, so he gets, and he went to
Yeah,
Texas
so
State,
close.
so he gets some stuff from that and stuff, but most of his was, cold calling at the beginning, and now it's, finally turning into repeat business, so to answer your question, no.
I love that.
Yeah.
Does he like traveling as much as you do?
Oh, yeah, we love to travel.
Yeah.
His family lives in Mississippi, so we go there a lot. That's an
Yeah.
easy little hop and a skip. And, we just have fun, and we like to plan stuff. Like we talked the other day about Christmas. I mean, yeah, we can sit here and buy Yetis or whatever for each other for Christmas all year long, but we said, let's just put money up and go somewhere in March.
Yeah.
Let's just do a trip.
I love that.
We just get each other that we don't even need or want, or So,
Do you know where the trip is you wanna go to?
I'm dying to go to Santa Fe.
Yeah?
Just because so many people have told me you'd love it, but I really don't know. We might do
In the
beach.
spring or?
I would like to do right now. I feel like it would
Yeah.
be fun, but I guess it's getting cold. But yeah, we'll plan something
Yeah.
fun.
Does anybody have any questions? I hadn't stopped too much. I know Mo had said that she had one, but anything for him or that you want to know about him while we have him on the stand? I love it. Well, I
Cookie
really.
person or cake person?
Yeah.
I know
Cookie?
it's totally random.
I'm probably a cake person.
Cake person.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Okay.
What kind of cake?
Italian cream has always been my birthday cake.
It is good.
But now I just had a Bavarian cream from Palumbo and Groves, so I'm never going back after that.
Her regular cakes are.
I've never heard of Bavarian
French cake
cream.
is the best thing.
But she was telling me about
She's like the
it.
best baker, I think.
She does a great job.
You know, that's
I feel like I've missed out. I don't know if I've ever
Kathy
had
Redway's,
one of hers.
Oh, is it really?
Dad and Stephen.
What a small world. But yeah, cake,
She has a
Bavarian
really
cream now.
Yeah, I got it from Pages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
really good.
Bavarian cream pie.
What are you gonna be this year for Halloween?
Oh, for Halloween this year, I'm bouncing around a couple ideas. I really wanted to be I want to be, y'all don't watch this, but Bar Rescue, the guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Are you gonna be him in there? I mean,
Yeah,
in
I
your-
want to be him, and then there's a little,
I do too.
there's a hole-in-the-wall bar down the street from Brooks's house, and I said, hey, could I come in here and do a little skit and whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah, whatever. You can
Are y'all
do
gonna film it then?
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah. I want to do that,
like
and
be
then,
the like
employee or
low-key, like
something, yeah.
employee that's
Yeah.
like messing up. You're like screaming.
It's like smoking in the background.
yeah. But
Dirty ice.
he's on my list, and then there's a couple others up my sleeve that I'm
You
gonna
did
decide
Ina
on.
Garden one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ina last year, then we did Stars Born.
I love that too. That made me so
That was
happy.
That was
fun.
good.
Portlandia. I don't
Yeah,
know if
Portlandia was
that
good.
was fun. But yeah.
Favorite Christmas song? Christmas Carol? to sing?
I like Nat King Cole's, not Joy to the World, Oh Holy Night is one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah.
When the angels at the end start singing, it's like
Oh, yeah.
instant
Chills.
tears. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But I like that, and then I segue into, there's this song Mariah Carey sings called Jesus, Oh What a Wonderful Child. And it's
Uh-huh.
like going to church. It's pretty amazing, yeah. That's probably my favorite Christmas.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot,
No.
but I really want for you to sing.
Oh, no,
I know
I'm
you're
not
not.
singing.
I know you're not, but
No.
in my heart I keep thinking maybe he's just gonna break out in a song.
I wanna know your song.
My song?
The one you were trying to find.
Yeah, the one you're trying to find. Before we wrap it up, since we
One
already
second.
did.
Where your
Yeah.
ears burn.
Yeah, you look pretty in pink, I like it.
Listen to the whole thing.
1 second.
Karen said she still has your sweet note.
I know, I'm so sweet. No, this is annoying. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, we can keep looking at it after we wrap it up.
I know I want to tell you.
I know, I want you to tell us, that's all we're waiting on, guys. No
Well,
rush,
I'll
no
find
pressure,
it.
yeah. We'll send-
You can
I'll
text it
post
later and
Yeah,
she'll
I'll
share
text
it.
I love it.
That's annoying, I can't think of it. I
Well,
do
thank
this
you
every
so
time.
much for coming and sitting with me. I really enjoyed it. I hope
That's
that we did.
fun.
Yeah, it is fun to do.
Yeah.
I love it. And thank you guys for coming on.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Garrison.
Bye.
Thank y'all for being here.